Muslim Women's Rights Day to be celebrated today on the occasion of completion of 1 year of the law prohibiting instant triple talaq. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prasar Bharati says triple talaq cases have been reduced by up to 82% following the enactment of law. Union Environment Minister Prasar Bharati participates in the 6th Brics Environment Ministers meeting, reiterates India's belief in equity and common but differentiated responsibilities towards climate change, mitigation and adaptation. India says disengagement process along the LOC has not yet been completed. MEA says India expects China to sincerely work together for complete disengagement and de-escalation at the earliest as agreed to by the special representatives, senior commanders of India and China to meet in the near future. Bihar flood situation still grim. Number of flood-affected districts in the state increases to 14. More than 40 lakh people affected by floods in many districts. Administration engaged in relief and rescue operations. In Assam, flood situation starts worsening due to incessant rainfall. After achieving a milestone of more than 10 lakh recoveries, India achieves another landmark of testing. More than 6 lakh samples tested in the last 24 hours. Health Ministry sets target of 10 lakh tests per day in the minimum term. A group of ministers to meet today to review the COVID-19 situation in the country. Hours after suggesting a possible delay in the 2020 US presidential election, US President Donald Trump says he does not want to postpone the vote, but remains concerned that millions of mail-in ballots would cause problems. Good morning. Welcome to English News. I am Anil Thomas. Now for the stories in detail. Starting first up with Muslim Women's Rights Day being celebrated today across the nation to commemorate the first anniversary of the law against instant triple talaq. To mark this momentous occasion, Union Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad, Union Minister for Women and Child Development Smriti Irani and Union Minister for Minority Affairs Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi will address Muslim women through video conference. The Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Act prohibits the practice of instant divorce by Muslim men. Any violation of the law is punishable by a jail term up to 3 years. On the first anniversary of the Triple Talaq Bill's passage in Parliament, Information and Broadcasting Minister Prasar Bharati hailed its impact on the lives of Muslim women. The INB minister in a tweet said, and I quote, "1 year ago, on 30th of July 2019, Narendra Modi government abolished triple talaq. It has contributed to women empowerment and given them the dignity they deserve in our society. Now, triple talaq cases have dropped by 82% since the law was enacted." To commemorate the first anniversary of the law against instant triple talaq, Union Minority Affairs Ministry is celebrating 31st of July and the 1st of August as Muslim Women's Rights Day. Speaking to DD News, Union Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi said there has been a significant decline of 82% cases related to triple talaq after the law stopping the practice was enacted a year ago.
प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की समावेशी सुधार की सोच का नतीजा है कि 3 तलाक अपराध बना। इन 1 सालों में जिस तरह से 3 तलाक की कुरीति, कुप्रथा, क्राइम बहुत ही ड्रास्टिक तरीके से कम हुए हैं। लगभग 82% से ज़्यादा ऐसी घटनाओं पर रुकी हैं। लोगों में जागरूकता भी आई है, समाज में भी जागरूकता आई है। केवल न मुस्लिम महिलाएं बल्कि सभी महिलाएं इसको मुस्लिम महिला अधिकार दिवस के रूप में मना रही हैं। वो महिलाएं जो सामाजिक और संवैधानिक अधिकारों की पक्षधर हैं, स्वतंत्रता की पक्षधर हैं, जो हमारे समानता के अधिकार हैं उसके पक्षधर हैं और बहुत अच्छी तरह से हो रहा है। 31 और पहली दोनों दिन होगा।
In order to attain sustainable development goals, India offered to help and showcase all the best practices in environmental management in BRICS countries. Representing India at the 6th BRICS Environment Ministers meeting, Union Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar said that India attaches great importance to the grouping. The environment ministers of the 5 BRIC countries participated on Thursday via video conference under the presidency of Russia. Union Minister Prakash Javadekar said that India believes that equity, common but differentiated responsibilities, finance and technology partnerships are key pillars towards attainment of global goals of climate change, mitigation and adaptation, and India is walking the talk on the Paris Agreement and its climate commitments.
Our emission intensity has reduced by 21%, and before the start of this 2021, our NDCs are 2-degree compliant. Let us believe that science will also give many breakthroughs of reducing emissions in the world in coming 80 years. And so we will walk the talk on Paris Agreement. Let us take 2% as the real target, and when we start for 2 degrees, then it will definitely happen that with the advent of technologies, which we don't know how it will shape, but we are very sure, I am very sure, that technology will improve and technology will adapt to our capacity to reduce emissions further. Our forest cover is increasing. We have now 24% of our land mass with forest cover, and the tree cover outside forest is also growing very fast. We have world's 8% of biodiversity because Indian culture thinks nature as part of life, nature as partner of human existence, and therefore we not only protect nature, but we worship the trees, the animals, and we celebrate the festivals to felicitate them. So this is how things are happening. That is our cultural ethos.
Union Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar also elaborated on the efforts made by India in areas relating to sustainable urban management, tackling marine litter, air pollution and the cleaning of rivers. Highlighting the efforts made by India in controlling air pollution, Union Minister said that in 2015, India launched the Air Quality Index monitoring in 10 cities, and today it has been extended to 122 cities. He also informed that India in 2019 launched the National Clean Air Program, the goal of which is to reduce particulate pollution by 20 to 30% relative to 2017 levels by 2024.
We have also started National Air Quality Index in 2015, and with 10 cities we started. Now we are monitoring 24/7, 122 cities, and every 15 minutes, if there is any increase in pollution, the alerts is sent to all concerned and immediate action is taken thereupon. We have also launched National Clean Air Program with huge investment so as to reduce the PM 2.5 and PM10 by at least 20-25% by 2024 in next 4 years.
India has meanwhile rejected the Chinese claim that the frontline troops of China in India have completed disengagement at most locations of the border. Ministry of External Affairs has made it clear that the disengagement process is not yet complete. MEA spokesperson Anurag Srivastav said in a press briefing that the agreement reached between special representatives from China and India on the 5th of July should be followed, and that India expects China to work for complete disengagement.
The disengagement process has as yet not been completed. The senior commanders of the two sides will be meeting in the near future to work out steps in this regard. As we stated earlier, the maintenance of peace and tranquility in the border areas is the basis of our bilateral relationship. Therefore, we expect that the Chinese side will sincerely work with us for complete disengagement and de-escalation and full restoration of peace and tranquility in the border areas at the earliest, as agreed by the two special representatives.
The fifth phase of Vande Bharat mission to bring back stranded Indians from abroad will begin from tomorrow. During the fifth phase, flights to India will commence from the United States, Canada, Qatar, Oman, United Arab Emirates, Singapore, UK, Saudi Arabia, France, New Zealand, Bahrain, Philippines and Germany. Talking exclusively to DD News, Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said that more than 900 flights are expected to be operated in this phase.
6 मई को जब हमने इसकी शुरुआत की, पहले फेज में पहले हफ्ते में जब हुआ, तो जहां तक मुझे याद है कुल मिला के हम 12,600 लोग हम वापस ला पाए पहले में। आज इसका जो आंकड़ा मैं आपको जब बताऊंगा तो आप इम्प्रेस होंगे, 8,45,000, जिसमें से एयर इंडिया और एयर इंडिया एक्सप्रेस ने करीब उनके बीच में 2.5 लाख से अधिक लोगों को लाया है। मुझे उम्मीद है कि फेज 5 में 900 से अधिक फ्लाइट्स होंगी, हो सकता है कि 1200 भी हों।
And now an update from the flood affected states of Bihar and Assam. In Bihar, the flood situation remains critical. The number of affected districts has increased to 14. The discharge of water from the Koshi and the Gandak barrage has increased due to heavy rainfall in the catchment areas of the rivers in Nepal. Currently, over 40 lakh people across 108 blocks in 14 districts are affected by the floods. 19 relief camps and 1,000 community kitchens are being run in the flood-affected areas. The Met Department has predicted moderate to heavy rainfall over the catchment areas of Mahananda and Koshi during the next 24 hours, while light to moderate rainfall is expected in the catchment areas of Gandak and Bagmati. In Assam, following the slight improvement in the flood situation, incessant rainfall is being witnessed, again worsening the situation there. One more death was reported in Morigao district on Thursday, taking the total death toll in the state due to floods to 108. Over 12 lakh people across 22 of the 33 districts of the state remain affected by flood waters. Demaji, Biswanath, Lakhimpur, Chirang, Barpeta and Golpara remain the worst affected districts. According to the Assam Disaster Management Authority, 29,981 people are taking shelter in 135 relief camps. NDRF and SDRF teams have been deployed across the state at places like Demji, Sonitpur, Tinsukia, Jorhat and others. A total of 81,133 persons have been evacuated by the NDRF, SDRF, Circle Office and Civil Defence personnel so far in the state of Assam. Ahead of the Independence Day celebrations, the government has urged all citizens not to use national flags made of plastic. In an advisory to the states and union territories, the Union Home Ministry has asked the states and the union territories to ensure strict compliance of the flag code. It also said that the national flag represents hopes and aspirations of the people of India and hence occupy a position of honor. The states and union territories have also been asked to undertake awareness programs in this regard. Well, time now to take a look at the COVID-19 updates from across the country. In India, the total number of recovered cases or recoveries have crossed the milestone of 10 lakhs, registering over 30,000 recoveries for the 7th successive day on Thursday. According to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, 16 states and union territories exceed the national recovery average of 64.44%, while 24 states and union territories register lower case fatality rate than the national average of 2.21%. Meanwhile, the combined and focused efforts of union and state territories along with the union territories there have resulted in ramped up testing across the country to ensure early detection and isolation of COVID-19 cases. According to the ICMR, In the last 24 hours, over 6 lakh cases have been tested. The enhanced testing infrastructure has led to a sharp increase in the cumulative testing to nearly 1 crore 82 lakhs tests so far. The tests per million has subsequently increased to 13,181. A look at the states on how they are affected. Maharashtra remains the worst affected state from the deadly COVID-19 pandemic in the country. Record 11,147 COVID cases were reported from Maharashtra in the last 24 hours. Besides, 8,860 patients were discharged in the last 24 hours in the state. According to the State Health Ministry, currently there are a total of 1,48,150 patients that are active in the western state of Maharashtra. The second worst affected state is down south, Tamil Nadu, where 5,864 persons tested positive for COVID-19 on Thursday. As per the daily official bulletin, a record of 97 deaths were reported in the last 24 hours, while 5,295 patients were discharged from Tamil Nadu. The total number of cases in Tamil Nadu currently stand at 2,39,978. Delhi, meanwhile, recorded 1,093 new COVID-19 cases on Thursday, taking the tally to 1,34,403 cases. 1,091 patients were cured and discharged, while 29 patients lost their life in the last 24 hours in the national capital. Well, a day after recording over 10 lakh recoveries, India has achieved another landmark with regards to testing. In a tweet, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has stated that more than 6 lakh tests were done in the last 24 hours. The ministry continues to implement the strategy of comprehensive testing, tracking and treatment to effectively tackle the COVID-19 pandemic. The objective is to raise the testing capacity to 10 lakh tests per day in the medium term. The 19th meeting of the high-level group of ministers on COVID-19 under the chairmanship of Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan will take place today. The meeting is scheduled for discussion on response and management of COVID-19 in the country. In view of the rising COVID cases, many states are imposing lockdown to control the situation. Bihar government on Thursday extended the lockdown due to COVID-19 till 16th of August. As per the order, movement of individuals will remain strictly prohibited between 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. throughout the state, except for essential activities. Air and rail travel is allowed to operate in the state. Offices, banks and other offices would function with 50% of strength. The Tamil Nadu government has also announced an extension of the ongoing general lockdown in the state till August 31st. All private offices, industrial establishments and export-oriented units would be allowed to function with 75% of their employees. Also, vegetable and grocery shops would be permitted between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister said the government would implement total lockdown on all Sundays in the month of August with no relaxations across the state. Meanwhile, Nagaland also extended lockdown in the state till August 31st. The Jharkhand government on Thursday extended the lockdown restrictions due to COVID-19 outside the containment zones till 31st of August. The order has come into effect from 1st of August. The official notification also issued directions to departments concerned with strict implementation of guidelines and state directives on COVID-19. Meanwhile, the Madhya Pradesh government on Thursday said anyone not wearing a mask will be subjected to penalties regardless of their position as a minister, MP or MLA, as major politicians in the state test positive for COVID-19. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan, a number of ministers, MPs, MLAs and senior bureaucrats have tested positive for COVID. Office bearers, including state heads, State head V.D. Sharma and Organization General Secretary Suhas Bhagat have also tested positive. A mask or a cotton towel is mandatory for everyone, and those found in violation would be punished with a fine. The State Home Minister Narendra Mishra has said that there won't be any visit from MPs or MLAs in district till August 14th. There won't be any meeting which requires a mic. All rallies and meetings are banned till August 14th. If required, only virtual meetings could be carried out. Not more than 5 people can gather at a single place. Some international news now. Hours after suggesting a possible delay in the 2020 US presidential election, US President Donald Trump has said he did not want to delay the vote. He, however, expressed concern that millions of mail-in ballots would cause problems and make elections fraudulent and inaccurate. Trump cited several media reports recently about potential problems with mail-in ballots arriving late and said it could take weeks, months, or even years to sort it out. The date for the presidential election, however, is set by law, which is the 3rd of November as of now.
Do I want to see a date change? No, but I don't want to see a crooked election. This election will be the most rigged election in history. You're sending out hundreds of millions of universal mail-in ballots. Hundreds of millions. Where are they going? Who are they being sent to?
U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has said that U.S. efforts to lead an international awakening against the Chinese government is working, and thus the tide is turning. Testifying before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee hearing on Thursday, Mike Pompeo said international support for American policies is visible, including the step-up of maritime maneuvers in the South China Sea. In recent days, Washington and Beijing have each closed one of the other's country's consulates, and an end to Hong Kong's special trading status was also announced.
Most importantly, on China, we see the Chinese Communist Party also for what it is, the central threat of our times. Our vigorous diplomacy has helped lead an international awakening to the threat of the CCP. Senators, the tide's turning. In the Indo-Pacific, Australia declares China's South China Sea claims unlawful and illegitimate, as have we. And we're proud to have stepped up maritime maneuvers in that body of water alongside our friends from Australia and Japan and the United Kingdom.
Well, time now to take a look at the global COVID-19 updates from across the globe. COVID-19 cases continue to rise at a global level. COVID-19 cases have claimed the lives of over 6,76,000 people worldwide, while over 1,74 lakhs have contracted the infection so far across the globe. Over 1,09 lakh people have recovered too worldwide. United States and Brazil remain the worst affected countries in terms of COVID-19 infections and fatalities. The US has so far recorded over 46,34,000 cases and over 1,55,000 deaths, while South American nation Brazil has crossed the 26 lakh mark and recorded over 26,13,000 infections and over 91,000 deaths. Talking of the death toll worldwide, United States and Brazil are followed by the United Kingdom with almost 46,000 fatalities. Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of news. But remember to follow social distancing. Also, use your mask and wash your hands regularly. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.